today is the first post-op appointment with Asiag, and that includes x-ray, I'm guessing. I'm a bit nervous, but we will see how it goes. There. Stop. You know, last time I was in this office, I was a little bit panicky. That was my pre-op. I was here for my x-ray. And now I'm here in a wheelchair as a post-op first exam. So, we'll see.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Question is, when you use the ERC and you lengthen,
Right.
is there a lock? Like, how does it keep the nail like there? Like, as soon as you lengthen, how does it not go back in?
So inside the nail, there's gears and set screws that push the telescoping, the thinner part of the rod out, and there's like a pin that prevents it from going back. But the nail can also be reversible, so we can retract that pin, and then the nail can push back. So it's pretty cool, and it's 80 individual pieces that make the nail.
Wow.
What it is. And it's not, and they check every piece of that nail. It's not like usually use manufacturers with the same lot number. If one passes, they all pass. They check every individual part before packing it all together.
Nice.
I think our success rate is like 98%. So.
What about the weight bearing? Is it because of the nail thickness?
Nail thickness and material. So before the Stride, it was the regular Precise, which is made of titanium, and the Stride is made of a high-grade stainless steel called Biodur 108. So that allows the weight-bearing portion, which is, you know, the Precise is great, but then you'd be confined to tow weight-bearing or ride a wheelchair or walker for a significant amount of time. So this is the next generation, essentially.
So today we'll remove the stitches
Okay.
underneath. There's a couple dissolvable stitches that we use a plastics closure with, left with a couple knots on the outside of the skin. So we'll cut those knots and let the rest dissolve over time. And then these couple of strips here will just fall off as you continue to shower.
Okay.
Okay.
The showering is allowed, by the way?
Correct. Yep, you can shower. 5 days after surgery, we allow full showering. Very good. And this one already dissolved off. Do just have a couple here. Perfect. How's your knee range of motion? Very good. Can you push straight out? Very good. Good. And you're working with PT pretty regularly?
Yeah.
Twice a week? 3 times a week?
3 times.
3 times. Excellent.
Then daily at home.
That's perfect. How about walking? Have you tried to take a few steps at home with the walker or crutches?
Yeah.
How's it feel when you stand?
Pretty good.
So today we'll get some x-rays of the femurs.
Okay.
Make sure everything is distracting through that osteotomy. Make sure all the screws are still in the same place. Nothing's backing out, nothing's moving. All right. We'll go from there. Alright, just a slight tug when I pull the knot. That's it. One. We'll pull.
There's a circle. What is that circle?
What's that?
Like, is this a scab? I don't think it's a stitch, but there's a circle somewhere here. Like a dot.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Right here. So that one there is from when before we insert the nail, when we create the osteotomy, we put on a temporary external fixator that you never see. It does two things. It holds the femur in line, but it also controls rotation. We want to make sure that we don't induce any deformity. And so that it usually doesn't get stitched closed because it's a pin site. So it just scars up like that.
Okay.
Okay. Everything's nice and dry. I'll put a Band-Aid over that one. The Band-Aid you can just remove tonight. Okay.
Otherwise, it's healing okay.
Looks great. Yep. Just continue showering. These little strips, just like this location here, will fall off. And that's it. And then there'll be some up top. We can get those after we get them to this side. Same thing, a little tug. Pull on that knot. That's it.
Good, and you?
Good. Looking good.
Thanks. All right, getting my x-rays done. This is the x-ray room. See you later.
And you know me, I like to take my time. How have you been?
Pretty good.
So today is the first post-operative visit.
Yep.
Any issues, complaints, compliments?
Pretty good. I mean, so far.
Your incisions look good. You eat a lot of proteins.
Yeah.
Beautiful knee extension here. Beautiful knee extension. But you can still see that the natural tendency of your knees to bend a little bit. You're wearing the brace at night?
Yeah.
How do you like it?
It's okay.
It's torture, isn't it?
Can people walk enough?
No. They're not designed for that. You could try, but you'll walk a little bit like a penguin. Drum roll.
She just had them done.
This is you.
Like a couple days ago.
This is your left side, or the right side, and this is the left side. We'll just flip them
And I'm not sure why they brought it
for fun.
here, so
Here's what you can see. First of all, the rod is distracting beautifully. There's all that swerf, which is all the reamings that we use during surgery. So nice transverse osteotomy. On the left, same thing, it's distracting nicely. Here you can see that there's a little piece, little fragment. So it's not as clean an osteotomy as the other side, but it actually helps for bone formation. However, I would not slow that down. I would continue the same speed because this is a risk of premature consolidation. So if you asked me how much length you had, we used a 13 rod for this gentleman, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Pretty sure we did 13. Can you confirm?
Yes, sir. Looking it up now. We did use a 13.
Thank you, kind sir. So here you can actually see the mechanism.
Same problem.
So you're at 14 millimeters of distraction, which I think fits with your schedule.
Mm-hmm.
and we'll get extra.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
Here I don't see the washer as well, but you're about at the same length. Here we should get, this takes into account the size of the drill bit I use, which is 4.8 millimeters. So it's actually less than that number. It's 4.8 millimeters less than that number. Looks beautiful.
Nice.
Another way to measure it is to measure the tip of the rod. So viewed from the side, same thing, beautiful regenerate. You can actually see the back, all that new bone formation. The front, that's that fragment that I was showing to you. Same thing here.
So when we are lengthening, which part is coming out, extending? Is that the end nail?
So when you lengthen,
That's what's...
the male portion comes out of the female portion.
Mm.
So if this was 13, and it started at 3 centimeters, so you're give or take, and there's a margin of error on measurements obviously, but 13, 14 millimeters depending on where we measure. So you're on schedule.
Nice.
You're on the right track. Any question?
Nope.
Awesome. Let's go back inside. And once again, no sign of hardware failure. The screws are not
Nice.
backing out. They're where they should be. Where they should be. Where they should be as well. Beautiful.
Thank you.
So, same course. In terms of follow-up, that's what we're going to do pretty much every time. So every time we're going to get some new x-rays, we're going to assess if we need to accelerate or slow down depending on the regenerate, depending on your joint flexibility, and this depending on the neuro exam. And fingers crossed we reach your goal.
Nice. Today is a beautiful day. Alright guys, I'll see you later.